I'm tired and alone. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I don't like myself anymore. I guess I'm just not interesting. I have no personality. I met a guy with cancer, and he felt sorry for me. I've never been a social guy. I'm always making children cry. I guess that's just the way it's meant to be. Help me make it out of bed, 'cause I am scared and sad. Help me make it through the day, 'cause there's nothing out there for me anymore. 'Cause I'm always coming in last place and getting dirt kicked in my face ahead of me, and no one stops to care. And I curse the gods each day in vain for giving me this life of pain, when all I really need's a little hug. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I am tired and alone. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I don't like myself. It's nobody's birthday. Don't light a candle on the cake. It's nobody's birthday. It was just a big mistake. It's nobody's birthday. No need to uncork the wine, 'cause it's nobody's birthday but mine. It's nobody's birthday. No tail on the donkey today. No need to celebrate being alive when your dreams get stolen away. It's nobody's birthday, so leave the party hats behind, 'cause it's nobody's birthday but mine. There'll be no balloon animals, no Chuck E. Cheese, no animatronic singing dogs. There'll be none of this for me. And don't give me any fucking birthday cards. I don't need your sympathy. The Hallmark stores are all closed and shit. There'll be none of this for me. It's nobody's birthday. There'll be no big surprise. The candles' flames were doused away by the teardrops from my eyes. Here we go. It's nobody's birthday. No need for presents at this time, 'cause it's nobody's birthday but mine. No, it's nobody's birthday but mine.
shooting star. I've come so far. I can't go back to where I used to be. With new horizons to pursue, I'll chase them anywhere. There's nothing to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you. I'm dyslexic, so a whole new world.
A whole new world.
That's where we'll be.
That's where we'll be.
A thrilling chase
A wondrous place
for you and me.
Check.
This is where we kiss.
Test. Test. Check. 1, 2, 2. Help. Help. Check. Testing the mic. Testing the mic. 1, 2. 2. 2. Check. Help. Help. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a dish that I made on YouTube once. It was Father's Day breakfast tacos, but we're going to do a little bit of a twist today, and we're going to do it after Father's Day. I think this was... What the fuck? Beelzebub just gifted 5 Tier 1 subs. Amazing. Thank you so much for gifting that, Beelzebub.
Okay.
That's very kind of you. And Mochi's Nirvana resubscribed at the Tier 3 level for 38 months. Thank you both. Thanks for supporting Henry's Kitchen and for all that you do. Ligos96 says it's Father's Day somewhere in the world. Yeah, I think that was a Jimmy Buffett song. Parasitosis says, I love doing the twist. Yeah, this is a fun twist. It's doing a Father's Day recipe after Father's Day, which I don't know if anybody's ever done. Brett Bain says, I just had to watch an ad for a car. It was a pretty good ad, so I'm going to buy the car now. Wow, okay. In a weird way, it sounds like the ads are working against our viewership here at Henry's Kitchen. If everybody goes out and buys a car because they see the commercial, that's not going to end well. Holy crap, Awesome says, I had a breakfast burrito earlier this morning, but I guess I can fit in another one. Please do. Please do, Holy crap, Awesome. Caffeinated Kath has resubscribed for 15 months. So if you don't know, Caffeinated Kath watches with her office workers from an office somewhere here in the southwestern portion of the United States. And it says here, happy resub from the office, Henry. Excited to learn how to make breakfast tacos. Oh yeah, this is going to be a good one for the break room. You're just going to, I'll show you, you're just going to need some tortillas here. Hold on a second. That's not it. Hold on. There's a picture here. There we go. This is what we're making today. Hey, Chesnikovsky has resubscribed. Thank you very much, Chesnikovsky, for your subscription. Okay. This is going to be a lot of fun. I want to thank... Let's see here. This is Henry Townsend who gave us this cool picture, and Henry Townsend gives us another picture this week. Whoa, Kooky Bird has resubscribed at the Tier 1 level for 2 months and says, best cooking show on the entire internet. Love you, Henry. Thanks, Kooky Bird. That's really cool to hear. I really do like to say that what I take from my life, I give back to the world through my cooking. And so far, I've taken nothing but shit. Okay, Henry Townsend gives us this cool pic. I like it. It's a little gloomy, but that's the way I feel today, so that's quite all right. Theta Civilian says, hey, Henry, I hope you're having a great day. Hey, I hope you're having a good day too, Theta Civilian. Thank you very much. Dazzlecat says, shout out Silent Philhan. Is Silent Philhan back with us? I haven't seen Violent Philhan in a long time. Gumme Kande says, nice pics. Yeah, this is, I think you You made a typo there. You meant to say nice pecs, but you said nice pics. Okay, let's go ahead and do another picture here. Michelle C. sent us this one from Echo Canyon in Utah, and this is right just south of the Wyoming border. I think I've driven through here. This is cool. It's an Echo Canyon, so let's put some echo. Check. Help. 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 Someone's trying to kill me. Kill me. Check. So I'm just sort of exaggerating here, but don't forget that when you're hearing somebody say help, it's probably because they're doing a sound check. Help is the best word because it has the silent H sound and the P, hard P sound. Bert Bufftug says, I wonder if this canyon is home to any reverbicin. It could be. It could very well be home to river bison. They have a river that goes through Utah. Is it the Columbia River or Missouri? Computer, what river goes through Utah?
I know about 52 Utah rivers, including the Colorado River.
Colorado. Computer, stop. Computer, volume 10. Computer, volume 10. Holy crap, awesome says, I was having a rough day because I accidentally consumed 800 milligrams of caffeine in 15 minutes, but I'm excited for the stream. Ooh. Okay, well, hopefully you've built up an immunity. Okay, Dubs NH says Bert Bufftug would be a good sound check. Yeah, it's got some good consonants in there. Bert Bufftug. Bufftug. Bert Bufftug. Bufftug. Yeah, that is a good one. It's peaking just a little bit. Brett Bain wants to know if John Lennon knew about the help rule. I would imagine he would. He was a pretty experienced musician. They probably, when the Beatles were performing at the nightclub scene in Hamburg, Germany, they probably did a lot of sound checks. Holy crap, awesome says, I'm actually caffeine insensitive. I just drink it for fun. Yeah. So I just want to say, during the opening, I accidentally pushed a button that put the camera on me in a candid moment. I was eating what's called a coffee crisp, which Quanto brought to me when we were in Naperville from his native land. And I want to thank Quanto for bringing goods from his native land to share, and that is the gift that keeps on giving. If you've never had a coffee crisp, you need to dip it in your coffee and eat it. It will change your life. It really literally will change your life, not by a huge degree, but just a little. But I guess you could argue that every little event changes your life a little bit. Holy crap, awesome says, I listened to Ben Folds for 2 hours to calm down and not puke. It worked, and now I feel fine. Ben Folds is great for caffeine overdoses. All right. Well, we're getting off just a little bit here. I want to get back on track. Thanks very much, Michelle C., for sending us this cool picture of Echo Canyon. Sounds like maybe you're traveling. Dark Ages sent me a cool pic that makes me look like a rock star from the show that we just had in Naperville, Illinois. It was a lot of fun, and this is just really cool. Thank you so much for that. If nothing else, at the end of my life, I'll have pictures that make me look like a rock star. Bung Operator says, what's your favorite pastry? I don't want to be cliche and just go with the obvious croissant. You know what? I'd probably say the cronut. There's a place in Glendale, California that serves a pretty damn good cronut. Okay. Janie Mango sends us another cloud pic. Remember, there is an epidemic of folk artists who have been caught in the clouds. I'll show you some examples. Well, there was me, the Turtlenecks, famous 70s folk music duo, Glenn Campbell, and now me again. We just can't get our heads out of the clouds. Calicus says, hello, Henry. I'm late. How horrible. I'm in Zagreb, Croatia, and forgot about the time zones. Thank you, Calicus. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and do the summer song that you introduced our show to. It's way too far into summer for us to forget to do that show, or that song. So we're going to do that in a little bit. Game Master Flash, whom we heard doing karaoke in the beginning of the show, says, just goes to show you I started the recipe without Henry and ended up with a ribeye with a side of brock and cheese. Sorry, I completely fucked this one up. Well, actually, Game Master Flash, it sounds like what you had was a serendipitous mishap. Similar to the way that penicillin was invented by accident. You started trying to make the tacos earlier before it was really time, and you ended up with an awesome ribeye and a side of brock and cheese. That sounds like a mishap gone right, if you ask me. Okay. Let's find a picture to do our song here. I might go back to this one, but let's just see what else we've got here. Some summer pics. Parasitosis. I think we're going to use parasitosis as... oh no, my cat roast beef is coming out. Jeez. He's going to ruin everything. Let's go ahead and use this song. Or this picture. For our song. I'm going to put the reverb on. Check. Test. This is a very summary picture submitted to us by Parasitosis, presumably from where he lives in the upper area of the American Midwest. And I'm not sure really what key to put this one in. Maybe this one. Yeah, I think I'll do it here. This will be all right. No, I think I'll do it here. No, I think I'll do it up here. Maybe I'll do it right in between. This is a song that Kala introduced to us by an artist named Josh Pike, Australian, and he's very good. And this song is sort of becoming a tradition for the summers here in at Henry's Kitchen. It's very nostalgic. It sounds like this guy really, really likes the summer, and probably best to be singing this song during the winter now that I think about it. Because when you're in the summer, you're just hot and sweaty and not really understanding why anybody likes it. But then again, my AC doesn't work, so that could be affecting that. Okay, here we go. You have to take a real deep breath for this one. If I could bottle up the sea breeze, I would take it over to your house and let it loose through your garden, so the hinges on your windows would rust and color like the boats pulled up on the sand for the summer, and your sweet clean clothes would go stiff from the line, and there's sand in your pockets and nothing on your mind. Take a breath. But every year it gets a little bit harder to get back to the feeling of when we were 15 and we could jump in the river upstream and let the current carry us to the beginning where the river met the sea again. All your days were a sun-drenched haze while the salt spray crusted on the window panes. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. Wanna live like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. And I'll remember that summer as the right one. The storms make the pavement steam like a kettle, and our first goodbyes always seem like hours in the park in between my house and yours. And if the summer was a song we might sing forever, then the winter holds a bite we'd never felt before. Hold on, scrolling. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. And then there's the bridge, which I never know how the melody goes, so I might just talk it out a little bit or improvise. But time is like the ocean. You can only hold a little in your hands. So we swim before we're broken, before our bones become black coral in the sand. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. If I could bottle up the sea breeze, I would take it over to your house and pour it loose through your garden. Josh Pike, The Summer, as requested by Kala, and picture brought to you by Parasitosis, who is also our weights and measures expert, and I got to hang out with in Naperville. Bert Bufftug says, can you believe that Frankenmuth is the world's largest Christmas store and they don't even sell wrapping paper? What a fraud. Well, they might be old school and they believe that a gift shouldn't be concealed when you hand it to somebody because it has to do with transparency, I think. Transparent wrapping paper would be interesting. It'd be very redundant, I would say. Janie Mango says, will this song be confusing for our Aussie and Kiwi users? Is it winter down there? Yeah, or is it confusing to us because it's actually written by an Australian? So there's a lot going on there. Check in on our alerts here. Anonymous just gifted a tier 1 sub to Keith My Ass 420. Keith _ my ass. I'm saying Keith and then the symbol _ my ass. I'm not saying someone named Keith is underscoring my ass, maybe with music or something. Anonymous, thank you so much for all that you do with the hacking and digital Robin Hood type endeavors. We appreciate everything you do, and thanks for helping people through their alcoholism and writing the song Green Sleeves from the Renaissance period. We like everything that Anonymous does. Game Master Flash, Dark and I are going to wear transparent bodysuits to the store. Oh, we won't technically be naked, so we probably can't be arrested. Yeah, how does that work? Is there a law? Computer, is it legal to wear clothes that are completely transparent?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Well, why would you? You're only a computer that's connected to the entirety of information that's available to the world. Okay. Let's move on here and do another song, shall we? Thanks again, Kala, for introducing us to that cool song. And let's see what we got here. Pug Lady. Tucson, Arizona, one of my favorite spots in the world. This is the Rialto Theater, right across from the famous Congress Hotel. where the famous gangster was apprehended. John Dillinger, I think, unless I'm mixing that up. Computer, who was the famous gangster who was apprehended at the Congress Hotel in Tucson, Arizona?
I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah, why would you know that? That's just recent history. It's Kate X says, hello to Pancake King on the DVD. Thank you, Pancake King, and thank you, Pug Lady, for sending us this cool memory. Thitchin Hat says it was Dillinger. Okay, great. Thitchin Hat knows more than a computer that's connected to all of the information in the world. Bert Bufftug sends us this picture of presumably either his cat or maybe just someone's cat in general, but it's a great pic. Thank you very much. My cat, Roast Beef, will be making an appearance at some point, but at the moment he's sleeping in a closet in the dark where you can't really put the camera on him and get anything meaningful. So I'm going to keep it that way. I don't want him to ruin everything here. Okay, what else do we got here? These are cool pics. Caffeinated Cat sent us one. Caffeinated Cat is watching from the office. Cool. This looks to be a little, is that a piece of artwork that maybe you have around the office? Sitting on a piece of furniture? What do you call those little pieces of furniture that's like made out of hay or something like that? Best Coast says labubu. I didn't realize that was called a labubu. Oh, ottoman. Okay. All right. Rattan. Wicker. A wicker ottoman, I think. All right, everybody. Let's move forward. Thanks, Caffeinated Cat, for sharing your office furniture with us. It's Kate sends us a cool pic here. Oh, maybe this is going to have to be our picture. Well, this is a great summer picture. Let's see what other songs we have here down the pike. We have a couple more summer songs, but I haven't been able to learn them yet, but I'm gonna. Yeah, I think we could do this one. This is a song that was requested to us by Percy, Persie, on the Discord. It's a beautiful song. I don't remember who wrote it. Is it Rodgers and Hart, maybe? It's from one of those old musical movies. And this Frank Sinatra, I believe, made it famous. But it's been done by everybody. I think Nat King Cole probably has a version. Computer, who wrote the song My Funny Valentine?
My Funny Valentine by Frank Sinatra was written by Richard Rodgers and Lawrence Hart.
Rodgers and Hart, yeah. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do this song. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, not a great pickup line there. Unphotographable, yet you're my favorite work of art. It's hard to get the melody here. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak? When you open it to speak, are you smart? But don't change a hair for me. got a shout out here. Anonymous just gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Incredible. Thank you so much, Anonymous. I must be killing this song. 315 subscribers at the moment, thanks to you guys. Thank you so much. All right, let's get back to this one. This is a good one. I think I'm singing it very well and never off pitch at all. Okay, let's do the second verse here. Wow, there isn't a second verse. Okay. Oh, it just repeats the bridge. But don't change a hair for me, not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Holy crap, Awesome says Henry is never off pitch. The pitch is simply reinvented. Yeah, I'm being innovative. Each day is Valentine's Day. I went a little bit Led Zeppelin at the end. Baby, I'm gonna leave you. I think they took that from My Funny Valentine. Well, all right, that one was a little mediocre, so I'm gonna go ahead and do an up-tempo song. This one was requested to us by, I'm sorry, can I get our moderators to fact check this? I don't remember who requested this song, but it's We Built This City. I think it's the most recent request in the music section on the Discord. We Built This City by Starship. Oh, Franz Schubert. Okay, thank you, Franz Schubert. We're, of course, big fans of your music as well. We always wish that you would just finish that one symphony, but maybe it's too late now. Fortunately, I've damaged a finger from playing guitar, so it might make it difficult for me to do too many more songs here. I don't think I'm batting 1,000 here, but let's see if this one puts us over the edge here. This is We Built This City by Starship. So remember, Starship was originally Jefferson Airplane, and then they changed it to Jefferson Starship, and then they dropped the Jefferson and just made it Starship. And similar to the band Spinal Tap, they found out that the band that was named Jefferson Starship changed their name to Jefferson Airplane, and they were gonna go ahead and change it back to Jefferson Starship, but they said, why bother? And so this is a song by Starship, who has changed their name several times. And this is their song. I don't know what it's about. If anybody knows what it's about. Computer, what is the song We Built This City about?
From Wikipedia.org. Though We Built This City was originally written about Los Angeles, the Starship rendition references San Francisco, the hometown of both Starship and its predecessors, Jefferson Airplane and Jefferson Starship.
Ah, I see. Parasitosis says, we built this city on meth and boozes. Yeah, I think you could probably say that about both of those cities and many American cities. Okay, here we go. There's also, okay, let's see. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Ooh. Say you don't. Oh, hold on. A couple of things. I have to change the picture. We used this picture for the last song. This is going to be difficult. It's going to be a very difficult song. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be very painstaking, but we're going to get through it. Here, Pancake King sent us a picture of Hirado Island in Japan. Wow, this is beautiful. Let's go ahead and say that Jefferson Airplane Starship wrote this song about this city in Japan. That way we won't cause controversy. Game Master Flash says, probably sounds great in the Suicidio range. Yeah, let's see here. Say you don't know me or recognize my face. Say you don't care, it goes to that kind of place. Knee deep in the hoopla, sinking in your fight. Too many runaways eating up the night. Marconi plays the mamba. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember we built this city? We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Someone's always playing corporation games. Who cares? They're always changing corporation names. Remember, this band changed their name 3 times. We just want to dance here. Someone stole the stage. Call us irresponsible. Write us off the page. Marconi plays the mamba. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember we built this city? We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. Everybody. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. It's just another Sunday in a tired old street. Police have got the chokehold. Oh, 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 oh. But we just lost the beat. Who counts the money underneath the bar? Who rides the wrecking ball into our guitars? Don't tell us you need us, 'cause we're the ship of fools looking for America, crawling through your schools. Everybody, we built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. I can't hear you in the back. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. One more time. Built this city on rock and roll. Thank you. That song, We Built This City by Starship, formerly known as Jefferson Starship, prior to that known as Jefferson Airplane. Expertly performed by yours truly, Henry from Henry's Kitchen. And I think we got a couple of donations during that one. Oh, no, we didn't. Yes, we did. Anonymous gifted a five tier 1 subs. Amazing. Thank you so much, Anonymous. That's very kind of you. Very kind of you, and we love your work again. And Ursula has resubscribed for 34 months. Thank you, Ursula. And it says, hello, everybody. It's been a rough time lately, but it's good to be here. Miss you all. Henry, you're the most precious labubu of them all. Wow, that's very kind of you, Ursula. It is a difficult time for everyone, and I appreciate you jumping in here and giving us some positivity, and I appreciate your resubscription, and kind words like that are the reason that I do this, because it's not for the cooking. The cooking is actually hell, but the kindness and the community that we have here is why I really enjoy it. So thanks, Ursula, for your positivity. And Dark Ages says, Henry is one of those special edition Labubu that everyone wants and will buy out entire stores for. That's how it works, right? I don't know how any of this works. And I was quoting Dark Ages. I don't know how any of it works too. I just found out what a Labubu is. So I just know that Saguaro Ooh gave us some artwork of a Labubu. Now that's one of those sentences that if you said that that was going to come out of my mouth in 5 years ago, I would have said, who are you? Get out of my house. I'll call the police immediately. But right now it rolls off the tongue. Saguaro Ooh made me into a Labubu. Bert Bufftug says, Henry, I have wonderful news. My doctor apparently heard about what a huge fan of you I am because they called to tell me I have the clap. The clap, are you referring to the Steve Howe acoustic guitar song on the album Fragile by Yes? Or was that Fragile, or was that the Yes album? I'm not sure how they know. They must have been at the show in Naperville. Most likely, yeah. Well, thank you for clapping all through the show. Goat's Head says Henry is a 196 Chase variant. Okay. Holy Crap Awesome says, Henry, will you ever do a promotion with Crumble cookies? Maybe. Can I ask people in the chat, is Crumble Cookies international or even national? Does everybody know what Crumble Cookies are at this point? I'm wondering how big their takeover has been. Rito Burrito says, we built this city. And then says, oh, my stream might be very delayed. Yeah, it's about 3 minutes delayed, definitely. Okay, Holy Crap Awesome. It's national, but not international, I think. Best Coast says, isn't Crumble associated with Mormons? That I don't know. I do know that they have a nice one in Cedar City, Utah. And that might be the first time I've had one. And so it might be more, so what you're saying is maybe it's more of a Southwestern thing. A lot of good stuff associated with them. Dark Ages says, we've got them here in Indiana. You have Mormons in Indiana? Oh, you're talking about Crumble Cookies. Okay. It's Kate X says, I have never heard of them here. Okay, so they haven't reached the UK. Parasitosis says, Crumble D's nuts. Okay, so they do nuts as well. I did not know that. Maybe they have nuts in the cookies, I'm guessing. Holy Crap Awesome says, I had a Benson Boone cookie last week. It was fine. My friend Claudia has bought at least 12, and I think they've poisoned her. Oh, okay. Benson Boone, I'm not sure if I'm familiar. Bert Bufftug says, in college there was a cookie store that would deliver cookies and milk to you. They made a killing. Oh yeah, I'm sure they would. Okay, everybody. Gume Kande, who I believe is from the Great White North, says, never heard of Crumble, but they sound good. Yeah, they're good. If you're ever driving through the U.S., and I think they have more of them on the west side of the U.S., check it out. But yeah, one cookie will I think it's like $5 for one cookie, but that will feed a family of 4. Game Master Flash says there's one here that makes them with an insane amount of coffee and delivers them all night. Wow, that sounds delish. All right, everybody, let's start making our crap. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound negative there, but it's very hot here, and I'm not necessarily looking forward to cooking, but we have to do it. It's why we come here. If you don't cook, you don't eat. It's as simple as that. All right. Welcome to the kitchen. We're gonna sweat our way through this one. Michael Bublé 4422 says spicy chorizo is very refreshing on a scorching hot day. It really is. I went into the supermarket in my neighborhood and I went right back to the butcher and just said, "Hi, I'm looking for a spicy 9-inch chorizo." And there was a misunderstanding. Quiet life, and if you don't eat, you die. You're absolutely right. Okay, so let's take a look at what I got. I ended up, it was a misunderstanding when I went in there and asked for my 9-inch chorizo, because what they gave me was a soy riso. It's not what I wanted, but I think it's probably gonna work, and I also cut it in a stupid way. But basically what we have is we're gonna make an omelet. I have some eggs here. Somebody with the stream showed me a trick last time where, because these eggs are very old, it says that they expired July 4th, Independence Day here in the US. So, but this is the trick. You fill up a container with water, and if the eggs float, that means they're not good, but if they sink to the bottom, they're good. Or the other way around. We're gonna have to ask. Computer, what is the egg floating trick with eggs?
From wikihow.com. During the test, an egg is placed in a cup or pot of water. Eggs that sink are considered fresh and safe to eat, while eggs that float are considered past their prime.
Okay, that's good. Let's see how we do here. You can hear me okay? Uh-oh, reverb is on. Check. Check. Thank you, Duza. Michael Bublé 4422 says, my turds float, is that bad? I think it's the same principle. I think that you want it to sink to the bottom. Otherwise it's got some kind of bacteria or something. Okay, all we need is 3 eggs for this. So let's try number 1. Actually 2 eggs. I think we're just gonna do 2 eggs here. Does it float or sink? Should we do a poll? Does anybody want to guess whether it's gonna float or sink? Here we go. Dark Ages says sink. Everybody's saying sink. Okay, because of the July 4th, I guess. It's not too late. Oh yeah, that one's sunk. All right, let's do another one. Float or sink. Parasitosis says, if the egg floats, you must acquit. Yeah, that was Johnny Cochran, the late Johnny Cochran. Okay. Second egg has hit the water. Let's see. Oh yeah, these eggs are fine. Just for fun, I'm going to try one from over here. These eggs are all good. I'm glad to know that. I don't know why they put these expiration dates on here. It seems a little scammy. Like somebody's going to throw away these eggs and they're going to buy more when they don't need to. Okay? And remember, you don't have to wash this dish. Because all it had was water in it. And And water is the thing that you use to wash it anyway. Sure, it had some eggs in there, but I think that's fine. Let's put our eggs back. Holy Crap Awesome says, can you make your own eggs or do you need store-bought? I'm not a guy who makes his own eggs. Some people do, and that's fine. I don't know if, I mean, in the current economy, I think it is good to make your own eggs. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go ahead and... I like to break it on the inside. That way, if there's any extra shell or some type of debris, it will fall into the egg bowl instead of creating a mess on the outside. There we go. My egg cracking game has come a long, long way. There we go. So we've got 3 eggs that we've broken into a work bowl. Marconi plays the Mamba. I believe that is a reference to Marconi, the inventor of the radio. I don't know why he's playing the Mamba. Maybe that was the first song. Computer, what was the first song that was ever broadcast on? I'm not done. I'm not...
First song ever in the world is the Hurrian hymn. It is the oldest known example.
Computer, stop. Boy, if you don't get it out fast, it's a problem. Okay, so now I'm going to use a little bit of... you do not need a lot of spices for this one, and I'll tell you why. Because the chorizo is going to have a lot of that in there, and otherwise you'd be over-spicing. So let's just get a little salt and pepper, though. I don't know where my salt is. I've got pepper, no salt. There it was hiding. There's a Murphy's Law thing where if you see one of your shakers, it's going to be the one you're not looking for. I don't know how that works every time. Add in some pepper. Little pepper never hurt anybody. Oh, actually, there was an incident where it did. Okay. Let's go ahead and stir this up now. So I hope everybody had a good 4th of July. F-Balls says pepper is a good substitute for salt sometimes. I didn't realize that. It seems like they're always used in conjunction with one another, but not necessarily in lieu of one or the other. Hulse refers to the great peppering of Missoula. Yeah, it did. It hurt a lot of people. Fitchin' Hat says you should buy a 3rd shaker for Spinderella. Not familiar. Bert Bufftug says the person below me is a really cool person. Why do you have a person below you? Okay. Let's put this on there so it doesn't get the board all messy. Now we're going to get into some fun stuff here. We've got our tortillas. I'll probably just use 1 tortilla. I'm just going to make 1 taco for myself today for breakfast. How are we going to do this here? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw away these egg shells before they mess a lot of stuff up. And we're going to remember this unit that I have. It was gifted to me. Elite Gourmet. And what we do is, it's a no stick situation, but I never really believe them when they say that, so I'm gonna use a little bit of butter here anyway. It's so hot in my apartment that this butter is almost melted anyway, just from when I took it out in the beginning of the stream. You can't really have too much butter. Anthony Bourdain once said that if you go out to eat, no matter what you're eating, you are eating a stick of butter. Computer, what's the worst thing that could happen if you eat too much butter?
From eatingchoice.com, eating a lot of butter can lead to digestive discomfort, weight gain, increased cholesterol levels, and an increased risk of heart disease.
Yeah, so there's really not a lot to worry about there. Okay, so now let's go ahead and just throw this guy on here. Just a little bit. You don't want to overdo this. We just want to warm it up. I know you guys have questions. Janie Mango says big margarine. Yeah, exactly. That was probably misinformation. You never know. I mean, Alexa is always trying to get me to move over to Amazon Music. Well, that's not a big coincidence. It's Amazon that owns this thing. It always says, your Apple Music is not working right now. Maybe we should use Amazon. And I'm like, nice try, Alexa, but you're full of shit. Jesus Gramps says, hello, Henry. I am coming to LA soon. Where's your favorite place to go? There's so many places. You know what I'm going to say? Go to Los Feliz and go to a place called The Alcove. It's a restaurant slash bar slash coffee house. It's got a beautiful patio. It's one of those places that I take people to that are visiting from out of town because it's just a beautiful place in a beautiful part of town, and you'll enjoy yourself. Or if you can, try to go to the beach somewhere too. Okay, that was very hot, so I'm going to leave that there. So now let's see what happens with this chorizo situation. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not totally optimistic here, but the way that I cut it was kind of weird. My God. My God, what have I done? I know not what I do. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap this up. This is a mess. Computer, do you have to cook chorizo?
I don't know that one.
Really? You don't know if you have to cook chorizo? Well, does that mean we're fucked? Can I get somebody in chat to do a little bit of fact checking here and let me know if I'm supposed to cook this stuff? I don't want to undercook. Computer, is it necessary for one to cook their Trader Joe's chorizo?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, no need to cook. Chorizo can be ate cold, but it is great fried too.
Can be ate cold? Did a computer just say chorizo can be ate cold? What kind of world are we living in here? Like literally the computer just said something that sounded like the grammar usage of a 4-year-old child. Dark Aegis says probably pulling from a Yahoo answer from 2005. Yeah, some Yahoo. Everyone type Forsen says, you're the chorizo to my breakfast burrito, Henry. Thank you very much, everyone type Forsen. That's very kind of you. Michael Bublé 4422 says, she sounds like Ronnie the limo driver. Yeah, can be ate. Okay. Well, I guess I'm just going to warm it up in that case. I guess it's time to put our eggs down on this. I don't know. I'm a little bit. It's hard to put too much faith into a computer says, yeah, they can be 8 cold. Like, is that really the source I want to trust here? But anyway, I think it's probably pretty well cooked anyway. We're going to go ahead and put our egg in there. Oh boy, this is going to be delicious. Now we got to stir this up pretty quick. There's no controls on this thing, so you pretty much just have to work with whatever the temperature is. But it's set at sort of an ideal temperature for making omelets or stir fries or pretty much any type of thing. The Gourmet Elite, I want to thank them for not sponsoring us, unfortunately, but for giving us a piece of equipment that's useful. This is a nice, I'm sure you guys have probably been to these fancy parties where they have a guy making omelets. That was a big thing back in the 90s. You'd go to a party in Venice, California, and everybody would be on drugs, and they'd stand around and watch a guy doing glass blowing. And there was also a couple people that were on a budget and couldn't find a gas blower, so they would hire a guy who worked on a cruise ship to come over and make omelets. And if you're on hallucinogenic drugs, it's literally just as interesting to watch a guy make omelets as it is to watch a guy doing gas blowing. Or a guy making shoes. A cobbler making shoes would be a fun thing at a party as well. Wow, this cooked pretty much perfectly and looks delish and smells good too. I think we might have another Henry's Kitchen success here. I'm feeling good about it. I didn't even have to use this cover. No, I think we're good here. Let's go ahead and turn this off. Can't remember which side of this had the butter. I thought I'd be able to see. I don't think it really matters. Okay, let's go ahead and put our egg onto our taco situation. Okay, we made too much egg. So how am I going to deal with that now? I don't want to keep cooking this, otherwise it'll be overcooked. So maybe I'll put... Here, I'll use the lid as sort of a makeshift plate, if you will, because I'm going to have to wash it anyway. And I'll just have 2 breakfast tacos this morning. Let's just do that. That's going to be for the second taco. Warm up my tortilla a little bit on the residual heat that we've got going on this thing. And meanwhile, allow me to compare it to our picture. Obviously they have fancy stuff. They've got a little of some kind of green fruit situation happening there. 2 types of green fruit. And they have a nice frisbee that they put it in apparently. And we don't have that fancy stuff. But I'd say we're doing pretty well right here at Henry's Kitchen with our little chorizo taco. Starlet 80 says garnish still needed. I don't know about that, and I don't have any garnish. So we're just going to have to go ahead and not worry too much about presentation, but one last look at this thing before I devour it. I don't see any way this could come out poorly, but we've been surprised before. Bootsy Moonshine says, Quel gourmand. Yes. Dark Ages says, I should have sent you home with some home fermented hot sauce. Yeah, probably. Saguaro Ooh says it looks downright delicious. It's good. It really is good. Yeah. And I've got enough for two. If I had a friend here, I'd be able to share my burrito with that friend. Or my taco. I keep using those words interchangeably, but that's okay. All right. Beelzebub says, how good? Like fucking delicious good? Yeah, Beelzebub, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the fucking delicious category. Is that what we did last time with the lemonade too? That means we're two for two. This is really good. Parasitosis says, fuck sharing. Yep. That's another way to look at it, and that's sort of the way I'm looking at it now, is the positive way. I don't have to share this thing with anybody. That's really good. I want to thank the folks at Trader Joe's for putting together a chorizo product. I don't even miss the meat. This is really good. Thank you, everybody. Thanks very much for bearing with me. I know that you were supporting me the whole way through, and without your support, I might not have been able to make it. Let's check in with some of our alerts here. Bert Bufftug cheered 100 bits. Thank you, Bert. And it says, Henry, I have wonderful news. My doctor apparently heard about what a huge fan of you I... Oh, yeah, we talked about that. The Clap. The Clap is a song by Steve Howe. Computer, what Yes album does the song The Clap appear on?
From oldtimemusic.com. The song appears on Yes's 1978 album, Tornado.
So I was wrong on all accounts. Okay, is Caffeinated Kath still with us? Caffeinated Kath, this might be the best thing that we've ever done for your office. I'm going to show you again. And again, I'm not being sponsored by these people. This is called the Elite Gourmet. You can turn the lid over and it becomes a makeshift plate. I made egg and mixed it with soy riso from Trader Joe's and a couple of tortillas, and I just made the best, for lack of a better word, fucking breakfast tacos I think I've ever made here at Henry's Kitchen. So I highly recommend everything that's happening here, especially if you're at work. You could make this at work. You just put some eggs in the fridge. You get an Elite Gourmet. Could go right next to the coffee maker in the break room. And you guys can hang out on break time and make... Yeah, Caffeinated Cat says we'll have to pick one of those up. I miss having a job. Mostly the break room. That was always fun to talk about whatever the new music was, or maybe share a joke, sometimes a little bit of an uncomfortable joke. Caffeinated Cat says, we'll put it next to my coworker's desk. Yeah, that'll work. So, I'm just going to finish up this burrito and taco and so. And we're going to play a game in a little bit, but I think first I'm going to do our thank you song. Janie Mango says, can you cook this recipe in your car? I think you probably could. Caffeinated Cat says, we have space next to the little boo-boo. Awesome. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put my chorizo in there, and hopefully that'll keep it warm. Because I'm not hungry right now, but I'm sure later I'll be wanting one of those breakfast tacos or burritos or whatever the fuck it's called. Okay, let's go ahead and do a thank you song here. Look, we all know that this is a collaborative effort here at Henry's Kitchen. We have moderators, technical advisors, folks running the Discord 24/7. We've got major streamers sending their audience over here. Yabba made a raid to us. This is from Sweden, and also announced that she and Nim are having a baby, and that was amazing news. And I want to thank them for all that they've done to share their audience with us here at Henry's Kitchen. And let's also thank you, the users, who make this so special. Like, for example, What the Duck? What the Duck resubscribed for 36 months and says, "Hey, Henry, what makes a breakfast taco a breakfast taco? If you ate it for dinner, does it become a dinner taco? What makes the Breakfast Club the Breakfast Club? They don't sing about breakfast tacos, Henry." Yeah, and if I remember correctly, the Breakfast Club didn't even meet in the mornings. They didn't have anything to do with... Computer, why was that movie called The Breakfast Club?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the film's title comes from the nickname invented by students and staff for detention at New Trier High School, the school attended by the son of one of John Hughes' friends. Thus, those who were sent to detention were designated members of the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, but why breakfast? Well, when I was in detention, it was after school, which is usually when you get into your mischief. In my senior year of high school, I discovered what was called ditching, where you didn't show up to school after lunch time or whatever. Instead, just said fuck it and hung out. And you would get detention, but detention wasn't so bad, so it was a trade-off. Parasitosis says, "Jesus, such a long answer for a nothing answer." Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was ridiculous. Computer always goes on way too long with the answers, and it pisses me off.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Okay, let's go ahead. You don't have to help me. Let's go ahead and pick a good melody for this one. Why don't we do... Let's put the reverbus on. Check. Check 1, 2. Why don't we do this, the melody of The Summer by Josh Pike. This is pretty ambitious. So let's see if this works. Fall can dingle bob dom beef hop air 1110 do dingle dog goggle Dr. Flanges and Bacchus Shane yes Beelzebub Mochi's Nirvana it's Kate Kairosa Bumble Vision LGX Chef Reactions Husky Boyle Bill Larkin Music and Nim and Moo Moo Amaru and Orca Mind S-Fan and Bonnie Dazzle Cat and Blurry Little Quest and Borse and Vanilla Parasitosis and the Toily and don't forget Quanto you can't forget Quanto These Nuts Game Master Flash the Cat Food Taste Tester the Chirinx Mochi's Nirvana Red Hot Hibachi Ransom GR Essity Tiss and Michelle Heffy Every 225 yard chasm Nico Tazo Michael Bublé 4422 Passion Error Minho Shin 64 and Midnight Faded JSBX Fan Essity Tiss Pool Boy 789 Dazzle Cat Sad Bane and Toke My Nuts Saguaro Burrito 5555 Dinosaur JV's Tag Sickly Boy Beelzebub Hand Lips 1 and Caitlin's Kitchen Lacey T Purple Donut filling his fruit Tankerdin and Borson Fun Zodiac Tone Gary Busey ASMR and Lurk Bowl and Shandis and Nova Galarian and Mr. Gooseberry VT and don't did it. Wow, I'm starting to get sweaty. So I thought it'd be fun for us to play that game that we played so long ago, the cooking simulator. It's a wonderful game, and now that I've become sort of a, I wouldn't say pro gamer, but you know, somebody who games to a sort of an expert level, it'll be interesting to revisit it and see if I'm able to sort of kick some proverbial ass at the game. And I'm not sure quite how it's going to work, but we'll give it a try. So if you're not into gaming, this is probably the time that you're going to check out, because I know that you have things to do, and I also know that cooking is the main reason that people show up here. But if you want to put on a cup of coffee and hang out while I play a little bit of this game, I think you'll enjoy it. Let's see here. So we're going to go to the cooking simulator. Oh no, are you going to tell me that I have to do an update? Okay, it's going to be updating. Hopefully not too long of an update, but we might get a, while it's doing that, it might have, might be a little bit of lag time. Holy crap, Awesome says, months ago I installed Cooking Simulator, broke everything in the kitchen, and then uninstalled it. It was great fun. Can anybody tell me why it just says starting download and it says 0%? Like, that's a real disappointment. 0%. Literally 0%. Maybe we just don't do it, huh? It says starting download. Okay, it's finally updating now. Okay, and it's going pretty quickly too. So meantime, I'm going to get everything going here. Everybody chill just for a second. We're going to get through this. %20 updated. Ugh. What's with the updates? Every time I try the game, nothing updated, nothing's different. It's always the same game. I don't want to be one of those boomers that just complains about everything technical, but it really is pretty silly. Caffeinated Cat says, Henry, my coworker Kim says your shirt is very stylish. Thanks. I wanted to go with something Southwestern today because we were doing tacos. Everyone Type Forson says, remember when you could just insert a quarter and have no updates or downloads? Oh, I remember that time well. Desolate Reality says, Henry, you're looking so good today. You think you'll ever do grooming tips stream? I could probably do that. You know what I'll probably do right now? Maybe we'll do another song because, frankly, this is taking a long time. I think we might have to do another song because this is, or you know what? I'm just not going to do that game. Fuck it. Thanks for nothing with your updates because now we're not going to play it. I know it's my fault, but it's like, just forget it. We tried to do something nice. It didn't work. I'm going to try a different game. Try to find one that's Chef Life. We've done Chef Life. Let's go ahead and try Chef Life. You're right, Dark Ages. Gaming is hard work. Now it just took over my whole computer here. Whoa. Sorry, everybody. There's some configuring that needs to happen here with the graphics windows. $12.80. Okay. Okay, how do I get back to the game? This is so annoying. It's driving me nuts. Window, okay. All right, we're gonna get there, guys. Hold on a second. Once the cursor is in the game, it's impossible to move anything. So, I don't know if this is gonna work either. All right, I'm gonna go to game capture. Sorry, everybody, this is me really struggling here. It's not easy. Okay. Do you see me and hear me, and do you see this game, Chef Life, here? Okay, everything's working from a technical perspective here. Okay, let's go ahead and play. I don't know how I'm going to be able to control stuff. Parasitosis says Alt-Tab. Okay, I can do that next time. I pushed the window button and that seemed to work. Talk to our associate, Kasim. This is me. Henry from Henry's Kitchen, and I have a job now. Saguaro, ooh, you're right. It's never too late. Bisons are fording the river. Oh, Duza, thank you so much. There we go. I had the river bison. Dark Aegis wants to know if Kasim is a dick. Well, you know, he's running a very high-stress business. The restaurant industry is very difficult. Most restaurants, if they don't make all of their money in the first 2 years, it's over. I see Kasim there. I'm trying to figure out how to go talk to him.
Hey, how's everything?
How do I talk? I can't talk. There we go. The dining room is ready. I've set up all the furniture, and since our grand opening is in 2 days, it's the perfect time to brush up on the basics before the big day. Hello? Anybody here? Max. So you're the ones opening the new restaurant. I'm Max. Welcome to our city. This looks familiar. We'll see each other a lot, I'm sure. I do the deliveries for all the produce suppliers around here. I also take the orders, so we'll be talking often too. I'm looking forward to it. But before I go, I've got some leftover stock from a previous delivery, so I thought I'd just leave it with you. But not a word to my boss, okay? Ooh, we're doing something naughty. Consider it a gift. I'll leave you my number. Good luck with everything. I'll see you around. Is Max hitting on me? What an inappropriate time this would be. Kasim, wait, the delivery girl gave us free produce? That's amazing. We'll have to thank her somehow. So far, this literally looks like the beginning of a porn. A low budget one at that. Take a look at the research table. See if those ingredients can be used in any recipes. You have met Max, who is in charge of deliveries for your restaurant. She will sometimes drop by to let you know about discounts offered to your suppliers. Okay, we're gonna learn the recipe for caprese and basil. Let's do it. I'm doing it. Here we go. Caprese bagel or basil. We've got the research table to learn the new recipes. By spending Cape knowledge points, you can unlock brand new recipes. These points are earned each time you cook a dish. Keep in mind, the higher grade you receive for these dishes, the more knowledge points you earn. This is a lot of fucking reading, man. The recipes are categorized by level, from basic meals to sophisticated dishes. Okay. We get it. Alright, so caprese and basil. Let's learn this. You've unlocked caprese and basil. You need to make it at least once before you can add it to your menu. Okay. New ingredients. New cookware. Okay, let's go ahead and make it then. I've learned it. I'm real embarrassed, but how do I get out of this? Do I push quit? Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's go ahead and make it. It's all unavailable. This is driving me nuts. Everything's unavailable, huh? I might not be good enough at this. Butter? Duza wants to know why I'm wearing heels. Dark Ages says could be tap shoes. Why is everything currently unavailable? That's so lame. Like, how am I supposed to cook if everything's unavailable? I'm gonna quit this game very soon. Wiki TBH, spices are an add-on. Parasitosis says, last time I saw a guy eat caprese and bagel, he started to scratch his shoulder so hard that he ended up with a ball of dead skin the size of a softball. Well, we're going to see if that happens to my customers. Oh, Coca Paraset says you're supposed to pin a recipe, apparently top left corner. Okay, all right, learn your recipes. Pin. Okay, how do I pin? So I go here. Oh, I see. Thank you so much. See, this is why I suck. Okay, so cooking range, sugar, saucepan, balsamic vinegar. Okay, you can prepare this dish beforehand and keep it in the fridge. Okay. Avoid heating too high. Okay, so number one. I need the range, saucepan, sugar, vinegar, and cream. Make tomatoes, mozzarella, balsamic. So I need to go get a pot. Everything's unavailable, man. Can't use the oven. I think I'm done. I'm sorry. I can't grab anything. I can't turn anything on. Everything's unavailable. Hey, Kasim. What the fuck, man? I think I'm done. This isn't entertaining for you guys. It's hot in my apartment. That might be affecting my mood a little bit. I think we're gonna, maybe I'll try to, here, I can do something here, no? Yeah, I can't do it. Okay, that's gonna have to do it for this game for now. I'm sorry. I feel like we were better at this before. I'm so sorry. I feel like I failed everybody with the game today. But it started making me a little crazy. Dark Ages says Henry's hygiene level is pretty high in game. Oh yeah, no, that guy looks like he definitely is into hygiene. That's for sure. I'm gonna close all this stuff. Gumme Cande says no big deal. Yeah, I definitely failed on the game today. Beelzebub, thank you so much for gifting that tier 1 sub to Rainy Reveries. Very kind of you. Holy crap, awesome. If you slap a chicken at 4,000 miles per hour, you can cook it through. Wow, I didn't know that. Have you tried this? No, I think that's what you call one of those thought experiments that are very difficult to recreate in a laboratory or in a kitchen. Thanks, Dark Ages. Thanks for the positivity there. You know what? I think we should probably try to raid somebody. And I think we should raid somebody while they're cooking. Because... No, let's raid somebody while they're gaming. Or, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's do cooking. Oh, I've got it. What's the game called that we were just doing? This is a dumb question, but what's the game we were... Oh, Chef Life. Well, we have somebody playing Cooking Simulator, so let's go ahead and drop in on them. Well, there was anyway. I don't know. I don't know who to raid right now. Does anybody have any ideas? Raiding some musicians? Okay, that sounds fine. Well, our friends Orca Mind, are they streaming right now? No, they're not streaming right now. Wouldn't mind some musicians. Okay. Not yet. They're streaming at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, got it. Okay, we're gonna drop in on somebody doing food, and let's say English speaking, and we've done this before and it's worked out pretty good. Let's raid. The Bite Club. Okay, see you later, Janie Mango. Sorry, I'm having such a hard time trying to decide. Did we already do Princess? Yeah, we did Princess Sprinkles before. She was good. Cooking and selling in real life. Okay, we're gonna go in here. Somebody is cooking hot dog live. They're making hot dogs from scratch. Let's watch them cook right now. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me midweek here. I hope you had a good time. I got to up my gaming skills because that was really frustrating for me. And we've done it before, but I think my brain is starting to get worse at challenging things. So, yeah, the chunks, that's what we're going to do. We're going to jump in on someone called Hot Dog Live. Best street food. Let's watch them make hot dogs. Let's see here. We're rating them in 10, 9, 8. Thanks so much for joining us here at Henry's Kitchen, everybody. I'll be back to my usual self on Sunday, although it'll probably be hot then too. But let's see what's going on. Let's take you on the inside. See, a customer here is buying something from the food truck. This is awesome. Here we go. I'm not sure where they are, but that would be a good question. See you guys.